It's Crawl, coming at you with the pro. It's Kick Ons with Cam and Club. Yeah, let's go!
Welcome back to another episode of Kick Ons with Cam and Club, brought to you by Dira. We've got our guest, Dayne Zorko, and we've actually decided to have him here for the whole podcast. So thanks for joining us, mate.
He's a lucky.
We are very lucky.
Very lucky, you two.
Oh, we are, mate.
You burnt your bridges early.
As I said, you can't have the main man in for the practice run, Zork. You gotta hold off. We probably got him in a bit early, to be honest. But
yeah, I agree.
Maybe
especially,
twice.
I know, but he did play very well on the weekend, so we thought this might be a perfect
Get him while he's
opportunity
up
to
and
get him in.
about.
Yeah,
He like Charlie Cameron. He rides the wave a bit.
Just talking about podcast, Hughy. We just got some stats here that I want to read out. We should be very proud.
Yes.
Top 2 sports in Australia podcast last week on Spotify. Top 30 podcast in Australia on Spotify.
How good is that?
You're
How good's that,
making
mate?
waves in the podcast industry, aren't you?
Yeah, and we were talking about it just because Hughy had his voice break last. I think
that went crazy on the Instagram.
it did. Instagram, Twitter.
Hang on, what was your inbox like?
The girls don't like the voice breaks.
They want a big strong man, not a. No, all right. Well, we'll get into the footy, mate. A little bit easier to talk about the footy this week for both of us than last week, but a good response. What were your initial thoughts after the game? We'll go to you first, Zork.
It was good, wasn't it? Yeah, obviously watching at home last week against Port Adelaide, it was tough work, but we had a good week on the track, I thought. And we reviewed the game pretty strongly Monday without getting too carried away, obviously understanding it was only round one. So the boys came in with a clear mind and we brought that energy and effort that we do. And that makes us a team that's competitive. And when we don't bring that, you see what happens. So we flipped the script pretty quickly. Can't get carried away too much.
Yeah,
You definitely saw it as a mindset thing for us. Like the week before, we didn't bring the energy. We were a bit off, and even after the lights went out on the weekend and we came back out, we probably weren't quite at that level we needed to be at that time. And you just see how if you're 1 or 2% off, other teams can get a run on, and that's probably a good bit of learning for us as well. Although we probably won't have to deal with anything like that again.
I don't think so. But I reckon it shows you, though, this year in the AFL, like how close everything is. Like even with a couple of results on the weekend, like Freo a little bit off, North gets them. Like it's just little things like that where if you don't come with the right mindset, like any team's going to be able to beat you. So it was good to get that back. But what about any moments, Huey, from the game on the week? I've got one for Zork. I thought Zork's, I don't want to pump you up too much on the podcast, mate, but
He loves it.
in that first quarter, Zork's was everywhere and that really got us going. But what do you reckon? Any moments that you can remember?
I thought Bales also set the tone with his energy. A couple of his goals. He's just one of those players that can do things that others can't. And that first goal, I didn't even think he grabbed the ball. He just sort of juggled it. And next thing you know, it's on his boot and through the goals. They're just like the fast twitch players. Obviously, Zorks is quite similar, but they bring a different aspect to the game and that energy, like we spoke about, with their pressure. Charlie, I thought his pressure was really good, and he was walking around saying that champion data couldn't keep track of how many tackles he had. So you'd love to see it when maybe people don't see that so much, the defensive pressure, but it is huge.
He had a couple of big tackles at the end as well, just to, like when the game was really, really there with about a minute to go, and I was
He's chasing.
It's
When he
changed.
puts the jets on.
It's changed so much. Like I can't remember him early on when he was at Brizzy actually doing that as much, but I feel like the last 2 or 3 years it's really switched over, and he's just like, I think he had the most tackles inside 50 last year as a forward as well.
It's underrated for him, and when he gets out and chases, good luck to the defender that's trying to go back the other way from up the ground when we get a fast break.
It's like he does have a Harley out there, doesn't he? But he's about to run down and take a
crazy frog. All right, well, it's a pretty glaring topic, and everyone's talking about the lights going out. We'll give a bit of an insight to the fans listening, and that was that the strangest thing that's ever happened on the footy field?
Oh, absolutely for me. I mean,
well, you actually timed it perfectly.
I was on the field.
You were off by that stage.
I called it by then.
The noise, first and foremost.
I thought there was a gunshot.
Honestly, that was my initial reaction as well.
Yeah.
Like,
everything went dark, and then it was a little bit eerie there for a bit. Like there was sort of that sense of what's going on, and
it was just quiet. Like that first little split second was quiet.
Is Ed Sheeran going to come in? Are we in a concert?
I don't think there was an encore, but
the encore wasn't as good as the first bit. But like everyone's got the lights out.
The fight,
the bloody thing goes on fire.
2 of them.
Two of the and we look up and hear that, and you can hear like that sound like it was like a firecracker's being lit off. And you look up to see that, but then
There was another bang as well. There was 2 or 3 bangs.
Yeah.
Dev Robertson, who was the sub, he actually said about 5 minutes prior to that, and I don't remember seeing this on the ground, but he reckons the lights flickered on and off.
I heard that as well.
And
I didn't
don't
notice it.
recall. I did not recall that at all.
I feel like being on the ground is probably hard to even like if something like that you're in the zone, you wouldn't even think about that. But
even when we went back out, there was only 2 lights on. I'm pretty sure, and then the third one came on late.
Yeah, because
one of them was still off.
The crowd went off during the middle of the game, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I looked up, and the lights come.
It's like the local footy where you can't go in the deep forward pocket at night training because the lights are on.
Are you surprised we didn't have a streaker?
Yeah, that's when everyone started coming in, I was like, I thought there was going to start to be a couple of security guards like around because I was expecting someone to run out there straight away.
Apparently, it happened at Waverley or maybe
way
back in the day.
So Waverley Park in 1996.
Yeah. And they ran on and took a goal post.
When they started lighting fires.
So it was a bit different to that.
Yeah, well, and then we'll run them through like what happened. So we've been out there for maybe 5 or 6 minutes before we got told to go down to the change room.
At least. At least.
A bit longer,
Probably
you reckon?
10. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so we have no idea about what's going to go on there. We've been taken down to the change rooms and we nearly treated it like it was like a halftime break, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So-
blokes were sitting on chairs and feet up and...
We're in line groups and
Well, I was hearing that we were done at certain stages as well.
Yeah.
And then, we've got 10 more minutes. And
Oh,
next thing, boys, we're on.
For all monies, I thought the game was
Yeah.
finished.
oh, mate, 100%. You got bloody Phil Smythe down there. Smythy's around there cracking jokes. The boys are sitting around on chairs listening to him cracking jokes off.
Well, what do you do? I mean, there's 12 minutes of a game to go.
And I'm like sitting there listening. I'm like, we cannot be going back out.
No.
Like, no way. I went up to go to the bathroom as well, and I'm walked past, and the crowd singing songs out there.
Yeah.
Hey,
And, like,
baby.
there was a Mexican wave going at one stage.
Why does this stuff happen to us? Like, round 1 2020, COVID.
Yep.
So the game got called off for 3/4 time.
We didn't know about that either.
And then also mentioning streakers. Remember last year that guy
Oh,
in the Dogs
yeah.
game that was in the full
Security kit.
Yeah, he did the worm as well, didn't he?
And remember the 3/4 time huddle and
that
Bales
is
was
one of the
looking-
all-time stories of what was that? So that was that the Bulldogs game.
It was Bulldogs.
That was yeah. And Fags is talking at 3/4 time, and this streak has come out. And the
Loudest
crowd has
roar
gone
ever.
electric. It's
Yeah, well, he
blaring up.
dressed up like a security... Well, he was hired as a security guard.
Yeah.
And then he ran, and then he's just started getting his clothes off.
He's taken off, and Fags is locked in. He's not even noticed it, and you got Bales looking up at the screen and started laughing. And I think Fags has gone, Bales, what are you looking at, mate? Bales, everyone's just kind of put their head back down and tried to keep their laugh
And then
back in.
Fag started laughing after that.
He took it well.
But yeah, then going on from that, so then we've got, I reckon, Dimmer come down. So Damien Austin, our
Head of
the bloke,
performance.
who warms us up, come down and pretty much said that we were out there ready to go.
Yeah. Well, did you know Melbourne was already out there warming up for quite a while before we did?
I didn't even know. Obviously, over the last couple of days, I've seen that come out, but I didn't notice that during the game. I thought we only just got out after them. So
Nah, they were out there. And we stood in the race for a while and then we did a little warm up. Then we stood at the where
that
the
was
ball
the thing.
got balled
I think
up
that
for
was
a
the
bit.
thing to hard get going again because then we did a warm up and then we're standing there. The ball's sitting at half forward flank at a stoppage.
Yeah.
And we're there for probably another 3 or 4 minutes.
Looking at Swanee, he's on the phone. What is going on here? Another light flicks on. It was,
The crowd are up.
Yeah.
Who was I talking to? Alex Neil Bullen was saying that they were involved in the game. Where was it? It might have been against Freo or Port Adelaide a couple of years ago where the same thing happened.
Yeah, right.
And the light switched off. And I think that was such a short turnaround though. And then literally in mid-conversation. And then the umpire didn't even waste any time. He just grabbed it and balled it straight up.
Yeah.
So it was very strange. And then obviously that last 10 minutes was just all over the shop, wasn't it? But if we talk about our the actual game, the boys played really, really good footy. And that's the way that we want to play the footy going forward. And it was a good result, wasn't it?
And the big news, Ashy with the rising star as well, which is
So good.
super exciting. It was only a matter of time.
Really,
well,
like-
we've spoken
It
about
was.
him, but so like, what are your
Yeah, very
observations?
impressed, you know, for a kid of his age to come in and just be so professional. Like, wow, phenomenal, really.
Yeah.
But he gets to work, nothing phases him, he's not flustered. I mean, he's going up against some of the greats of the game. Petrarca, Oliver, he's got Dunks and
Big
Lock in
bodies
there.
as well.
Like big
Yeah.
boys. And just
Just
gets
held
knocked
his own
around, off
dummy,
he goes,
yeah.
gets a clearance, brushes them off, kicks.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think
I can't put it into my head. He's 18.
I know, it's actually crazy to think like that. And then we're even having the conversation the other day. We've had his brother Levi come and train for us. And then Will says he's 16.
He's better.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's happening?
And like, he's come up to train with us and does not look out of place at all at preseason. Then he's 16. He was playing bottom age TAC Cup when Will was playing.
Impressive.
They
And
just
Ashley does it all while his hair doesn't move.
What? How much wax has he got in it?
I don't know.
What's he putting in it?
I don't know. I
It
think it's
stays like.
Him and Fritsch having a hair.
Liv was saying the other day that we reckon we should get I Need a Hero for his song because he looks like Prince Charming from Shrek. So every time he kicks
Yeah,
a
yeah,
goal,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get that song
Yeah.
played around the Gabba.
Lord Farquaad, maybe?
No, that's fake.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
we'll get
don't,
him both.
it looks like. Is he not? You know,
That's dark hair though. We
Is
need blonde hair. Yeah, he's got the dark
is
hair.
that Prince Charming?
Yeah, Prince Charming's blonde hair.
We could do a set in Shrek.
We'll get Fags and Will as Lord Farquaad and Prince Charming. Oh, no.
Musical for the boys.
No, but that's awesome news for him, and you can just see the impact that he's having on the club as well at the moment. We've just got,
Yeah, there he is.
there he is, Prince Charming.
That's
That
100%.
Oh, it's spot on, isn't it?
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's been awesome for him, and even last week, buddy, Harry Sheasels, 34 touches.
Yeah.
Like it's
The kid from St Kilda.
he was taking the mickey as well, wasn't he? On
He
that?
was
good.
I actually watched
Really
that game
good.
pretty closely. Obviously, we played the Dogs this week, and
Yeah.
he was impressive.
Like,
I mean,
sort of like Toby Green, where wherever they go, you're just waiting for something to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
He just found those little pockets of space, and it's the left footers as well.
they just look so good, don't
It doesn't, and they just always seem to find that little pocket where everyone just goes to the right foot, left footer comes
Yeah.
out. He's just got space, but
Is it too late for us to change left foot?
Yeah.
I'll kick
Probably.
the bloody Rainmaker, so I'm not kicking anymore on the weekend.
Yeah.
Going from there though, the Dogs this week, be a big game, won't it?
Yeah, it will. Obviously, Dunks' old mob. I thought they left on okay terms, but
Yeah.
we'll wait and see how that plays during the week. But yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the Dogs won't be wrapped with how they're going at the moment. But once again, we said it last week, like it's only a couple of rounds into the season. You're still finding your feet a little bit. You're looking for that intensity and what it takes again, and they'll be all right.
Yeah, and you know, if you're on their side of the table at the moment, going 0-2, you Thursday night footy, it's going to be in there. Their home crowd's going to turn out again.
Yeah,
They'll come
for
at
sure.
us with every single thing they can. It's just
Absolutely. And Steph Martin's just messaged me just then, so he's an assistant coach down there.
Is he
There
coaching?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He's
big Marty Bones.
yeah, he's
What's
a
he trying
development
to get a
coach.
bit of insight
Yeah,
info,
he
is
is.
he?
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, he said Ryan Lester's in the gun this week. That's what he said. So
Oh, and that's another thing. So the VFL boys will play at
I love
Marvel
this.
before as
Yep.
well, which is
Oh,
awesome.
that's
So
great.
that's a curtain raiser straight into our game, and that'll be awesome for them as well. They played. It was an interesting game on the weekend for them as well.
have you ever in your lives seen a 2-goal quarter go 35 minutes?
I know.
Are they kidding? I'm in the TV going, you have got to be kidding. Who? Get the timekeeper to get his Werribee shirt off and whack his
I could not
AFL
believe it.
Queensland one back
Was
on.
it 35 minutes to go for?
Yeah.
35. I was watching it.
35
Well,
minutes.
I felt sick.
There's not a whole lot of spectators that make their way out to Brighton Homes Arena. So when the ball goes over the fence, it takes about 2 minutes.
No,
to get it back.
no, I'm not having that at all.
I saw Nuxie running out the back to get one of the balls, and he was walking so slow.
Although we have been getting quite a good turnout of the Brits, is it? The Lions fans
Yeah.
that come out and sit in the
Well,
grandstand.
there was like an actual chant going on in the
There was.
grandstand. And
At
Was
the
it,
end
was
there.
it blow the horn? Blow the horn. No, I'm not taking the mickey here. So there was one bloke that you could hear over the microphones constantly
Screaming.
saying, blow the siren. I swear to God, it happened so many times.
That last bloody 2 minutes though was actually really stressful. That
It was
just
epic.
kick
Yeah.
out to deliberate, bring
Yeah.
it back in. The rains come on in the last quarter after
Yeah.
being scorching hot for
Big fella's nearly taking a hanger in the middle
a
of the pack,
massive
and then
back
someone's
mark.
missed everything
From
to
the
draw
pocket.
it from the pocket.
I know.
Yeah.
And like just to be fair though, a genuine fair effort from our boys. 3/4 time, even half time against it, just kept clawing their way back, and then made that, and then actually to hold on in that last quarter was really, really good. So
Tough conditions. 4
Yeah.
seasons. It was hot early on, and then cloud cover came over. A bit of rain.
yeah.
Got it all.
Was it windy?
Nah, that's probably the fourth that was missing. We'll say there's a bit of a breeze.
No. Once again, watching that on TV, this
Which way
pocket,
we
it was
coming?
blowing because Cal and Frog were kicking out and they were aiming towards the square, but
Yeah,
it
actually
ended up
coming towards the.
it was going towards the
coach-
grandstand.
the
So
coach's
yeah,
box and
it was
stuff like
coming in.
that. Yeah,
and
it
the
was.
rain looked like it was going that way.
There was no breeze in the viewing area. We were
Yeah,
hot and sweaty out there, I'll tell you
Bloody
what.
hell. Jesus Christ.
Had the Brad Pitts going, did we?
Oh, shut
Jeez, a
something
little bit more than that
shocking.
as well.
Oh.
Frog as well. I want to touch on Frog. His game was bloody awesome, I think, down back. And Jackson Pryor as well. Those two, I reckon, just really stood out for me in that game. Priz has been playing with some serious aggression,
yeah.
like
Fiery.
really hard to play against. And I thought he was awesome. So those two were really good as long as
It's
Matt
what you
was
want
well.
to see from Priz, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
he's had a really good preseason. He's been in and out of the AFL side. He's played over 150 games. That's an in-house joke for everyone listening, you know. He's done it all in the game. However, he does find himself in and out of the side. But, you know, playing games like that in a tough, wet slog.
Yeah.
And as you said, doing some really aggressive things will do his confidence the world of good. And it puts him on the radar again.
So building into this week, we'll give the fans a bit of an insight. So what do we have? Friday to Thursday night this week. And obviously when we play Saturday, it's a 7-day break. A little bit of a shorter week this week. Break it down, Hughie. What's it like having a shorter turnaround? What's the week consist of?
Well, personally, I don't mind it because it means you're just straight back into things again and you move straight on to the next team. So today, our focus, Saturday, Sunday, we got off, do your recovery, do your own thing. And then today, we pretty much shift our focus to the dogs straight away. And it was probably good last week coming off a poor performance because you can just go, right, we're getting into the next game soon. We can turn it around, but it's easy probably for the younger guys. It'll be maybe a little bit more of a challenge for the older guys, a shorter turnaround, Zork.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, 34, you know, getting on.
Jeez, I'll tell you what,
not body wise.
I'll get you on a bloke. You know, I know a guy.
Jim.
But yeah, it does. No. When you don't have to train as much, obviously, naturally, you can just focus on recovery. So I actually find these easier to get up than the longer ones because you do have so many days off where you do just laze around and you don't do a hell of a lot. Yeah. And then once you get going, you like start feeling, if you can get moving straight away, it actually isn't too bad. Back-to-back 6 days that you guys have had, it's easy for me. I didn't do the 6-day last week, but obviously that isn't a cumulative effect and it can be certainly carried on to weeks, and you had a flight in as well. So yeah, we'll recover well, but training this week
too much of a difference.
Yeah,
I think overall.
Training this week will be all right.
Exactly right, and we'll
get a bit
into
into
the Bulldogs this week, and we'll go from there. And the good exciting thing about that is we get to go back down to our crowd, and our big fans, which we haven't seen for a while, and that'll be awesome as well. Yeah,
well, we left them last year with not a great result, so there's certainly a desire there to go out and play well in front of them and show them and do them proud as well. So yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, boys, we'll go to our first break. We've got the quiz coming up next, Hughie, where you've lost the last 2 weeks, so you need to turn that up. But we'll go to a break, and we'll be back next.
2023 Brisbane Lions memberships are on sale now.
A new era has arrived.
Go all in at membership.lions.com.au.
Cam, did you know that everyone hears differently, and what your left ear hears will be different to your right?
I've actually never really thought about that, to be honest, Hugh.
Yep. Well, we all care about our general health as players, but now, thanks to our healthy hearing partner, Audira, we know that hearing is such an important part of our well-being.
Since we started using Audira's headphones and personalised them through our app to our individual hearing profile, music just sounds clearer. I definitely don't have to turn it up as loud, which protects my hearing.
For our listeners, if you're interested in learning more about Audira, head to audira.com. And if you're a Brisbane Lions member, don't forget to check out your member benefits page to get 20% off.
All right, welcome back to Kick Ons with Cam and Clug and Zork. We'll add that at the end brought to you by Audira.
Don't feel pressure to do that.
No, mate, it's been a really good acquisition we've got here, you know, and we'll just talk about it. We thought we were going to bring him on early, but
well, the SEN breakfast show isn't top 2 in Australia for podcasts.
It isn't, so
it's only one of the top boys.
Touching on that, Zork, a bit more about you, mate. What have you been up to? You've been doing a bit of radio. How's that been going?
Yeah, good. All the SENQ listeners, yep.
You and Pat Healy, is it?
Pat Healy.
What's his name? Bloody Ian Healy.
Ian Healy, Pat Welsh.
Pat Welsh.
Yeah, so
obviously I don't listen to your radio show.
Top 2, really? These blokes? How's the information on them? Anyway, yeah, Heels actually went away to Tahiti. They had a holiday booked during COVID, and it obviously got postponed, and they could only get away the last few weeks. So I did a bit of work over in the summer for the last 2 summers at SEN, and had an absolute ball. They asked me to come on and host the show the last few weeks, and it's been really good. Getting in there and talking sport, which you know I love. It's early mornings, but I get up early as it is, so it's
something you've been working on for a little bit though, because you did a bit of commentary as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did the women's games there for a bit. I did a Suns and Essendon game as well in the AFL for SEN or Croc Media. I absolutely love it. Yeah, actually called the girls' grand final out here last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Was last year? Yeah, it was.
Last year, yep.
And And that's a different experience as well. Like when you do special comments, it's, you're just chiming in every now and then, but when you're actually part of
the game.
Yeah, and calling a play, like it's pretty cool, pretty enjoyable. You do get involved. You're probably thinking, how much do you actually have to manufacture? But when you invest a little bit into it, like you find yourself just in the moment, you're getting goosebumps, you're doing all the things that, you're passionate about and you love. It all comes to fruition and it was great.
You need some of those big calls. One of the ones that you're just known for, like a BT or a Brayshaw. You can just go
Miracle on Grass. Or
something like that. That just really kickstarts
a moment.
I'll work on it. Okay. Thanks.
Do you review your commentary, guys? Did you go home and have a little sneaky listen?
I do review my television stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll get Tales to cut it all up for me. She codes it for me.
You got Lewis there just like playing it off in the background, just trying to get you going.
So really cute. Giselle now, obviously I do my segment on 7 on a Monday night, and Giselle will stand in front of the TV and she's like,
recognises.
What? Where's Dad? What's Dad? Yeah, unbelievable. It's so cute. I've got a couple of videos of it. But yeah, Lewis is he knows all about it now. So it's but yeah, I love it. Yeah.
He was in the rooms with you on the Channel 7 broadcast.
Yeah, geez, he didn't give much. You've seen it?
Did they ask him any questions, or was he
Lewis.
just
How old are you?
6.
I shouldn't take the mickey out of my son, but I will.
You went home and reviewed it with him afterwards.
I said, son, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, Lewis, look, let's just put this up on TV, mate. Yeah, just give him a bit of a smile here. He was knackered though after the game.
Did you see him in the
team meeting? Oh my god!
So for the fans at home, Lewis came into the change rooms. If you saw it on TV,
it was late though. So this game's gone overtime. We're looking at probably 11:15. Our team meeting was.
It was.
So
and I could just feel, and I took FaZe goes, hey, Lewis can come into the meeting. I was like, oh, you sure? He goes, yeah, bring him in. No worries. Got Lewis on my lap. And I just feel this head just go. And I was like, he's not awake, is he, Richie?
He started doing a little bit of the jiggle and his head was just...
I was looking across and Dev's like, he's asleep. And I was like, yep, I reckon.
He would have been grumpy the next day, was he?
Oh, not good.
Not good.
Oh, he's had a headache since, actually. He took the morning off school.
Footy hangover.
He had a headache. He reckons still from Friday night. Come on, mate. So I'll give you the morning off.
Smart.
There's a bit of a different question, Zork. So I think it's interesting, though. It's your first year not being in the leadership group. For what, 5 years? 4?
Oh, since I've been my second year at the club.
Or even just captaincy, though. So captaincy for 5 years.
Yeah.
Leadership group since your second year at the club?
Yeah, second year.
So did you feel on the weekend any different or anything different around the club? Like, I feel for you, you're a leader no matter what it is. Did you feel any less pressure or anything, or was it just business as normal for you?
Nah, to be honest, I certainly didn't think about the game as much as what I would if I was captain, which was probably good for me personally. The main goal for me on the weekend, as selfish as this may sound, I needed to get through for my body's sake and just to have that confidence. And now I can park that and know that my body's going to hold up.
Yep.
Touch wood.
In career nick at the moment.
Thanks, Ken.
I might add.
Thanks. He didn't say much, but thank you. I appreciate that.
We're
locking, buddy.
On it. How many kilos has Zorko lost over there?
He's looking pretty shredded, isn't he?
Yeah, but okay. Don't tell everyone.
You know why? It's because he's not eating any croissants.
We should have a croissant section.
I'll tell you what, we actually should have brought in some croissant or a cronut for you.
A cronut. Or a croissant.
A cronut, a croissant. So I'm not a massive croissant guys, but these two are. And what are they? Cronut's a croissant donut.
Yep.
Yeah, but so is a dossant.
And a doissant is a donut croissant.
Like percentages
at Loon. We often go there.
Yeah.
A bit of a recovery.
Beautiful.
I've never got that invite. But
croissants. No, that's the older boys only.
Yeah, don't tell everyone.
And then a cronut.
Yeah, cronut. We saw it at Brekkie on
Willow
Willows
on Riding Road. So cronut must be like 70% croissant, 30% donut.
Whereas whereas the croissant's the other way.
I'd be interested to know if there's anything else out there, any other crosses with the croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah.
Like, because you would have I know there's a pizza pasta, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not sure
what's that called?
Pizza? Pasta? Well,
hang on, what?
I'm actually not sure what you would call that, though. Like, you know, like you have spag bowl on your pizza.
On your pizza. A pizzasta or something.
A pizzasta. You know what I mean? But that would be interesting to see if there is any little crossover foods out there like that. Yeah, you boys do love them.
Yeah. We can't think of any on the spot. But
an almond croissant, but I haven't had one for a while. I didn't even have pre-game chocolate this week.
Yeah. That's big.
See, that's... Sorry, was it?
That's big. You would have been doing that for
12, 13 years.
Pre-game chocolate, that's
and it works.
Not having chocolate.
Do you find that's a little bit of a weird... Like most clubs, I think, do that. That you have chocolate or like a sweet snack the
before
night before a game.
Well, I just spoke to Lowe about it in the gym, and he said, yeah, I'm all for extra sugar,
But it doesn't make sense.
sugar
for me.
loading,
Doesn't.
fat sugar loading, if that makes sense, like that sort of to carry that into the game.
Well, you wouldn't find many players at the club, away game, home game, that wouldn't have something like. Think about away game. You've got about nearly every single person in the hotel rolling back in from
With
the
full
server.
box of chocolate and
Yeah.
like you have a thing of chocolate, you're lying.
7-Eleven
down,
gets the biggest
can't sleep.
workout when we're on away trips.
Yeah.
I know. And then
It's
you go
phenomenal.
from smashing down chocolate to then after the game, you probably have about 7 slices of pizza.
Oh. Actually, speaking of Marty Bones, what do you have? Maxi Bonds?
Yes.
Yeah, 8.
8 Maxi Bonds
Eight.
after
Is
the
that-
game.
That day after a game or the
No,
night
no, no,
of
no,
the game.
Yeah, so he would.
Steph
and
Martin.
yeah, we had me and Marty had a big fetish for Maxi Bonds when he was at the club, and
Yeah.
he ate no worries, like the cookie and chocolate bit, like
Just
no
a
problems.
plain.
Yep,
plain Maxi
only
Bonds.
plain. Wouldn't, because I'd be like, oh, Marty, the
Honeycomb.
honeycomb's on sale this week. Yeah, nah, not for me, not for me. But his Macca's order, like after the game, big shout out to our sponsors here at Macca's.
Yeah, Marcus. Thank you.
He would order an unbelievable amount.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it?
Unbelievable, and get through it all, and then have 8 Maxi Bonds.
Talking to
Huge
J-Lo as
appetites.
well, though, J-Lo says that what you eat after a game is pretty much, you nearly get a free swing there. Like, after, like, the work that you've done throughout the game, you've pretty much got
Yeah,
whatever
oh.
you can go for.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I'll
what they
eat
all
whatever.
tell us, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why.
Wake up with a little muffin on Sunday.
I mean, over 12 years. Anyway. No, but talking about nutrition, and we know that's right up our alley, the nutrition talk.
It has been this year, hasn't it?
We've come leaps and bounds, guys. Definitely what we've always been told is whatever you can stomach after the game, the dietitians are more than happy for you to have.
Yeah.
Whether that's burgers, pizzas, chips, whatever. Obviously, there's nutritional value
In other
things, better food.
Yep.
But if you can't stomach it, you can't stomach it. So get something in to start feeding your muscles and recovering
Just
them.
get back in your system.
So that's why you see most guys having a free hit after the game. And
Yeah. If you see us pulling into Macca's in our club polos.
I always take mine off. And they're like, well, he didn't play. Have a look at his donut.
Well, I went through Macca's after the game in the weekend, and I was like, oh, I better chuck my t-shirt on. I turned around, I'm like, wait, that's a Brisbane Lions polo behind me. Stars has got 24 nuggets in behind me.
There's always a lineup.
And then I was like, I'll put in the nuggets and the cheeseburgers, and Stars has sent me a text as well.
Well, I've gone into the 7-Eleven in Bulimba on the way home, and here's Hippie walking out with 2 servo pies.
he's a shocker with that. He loves it.
Servo pies. What are you doing, Hippie? He goes, I love them. I just can't get enough.
Oh,
Does he eat him? He's not putting on any sauce.
no.
What's he doing? I just love him. I just hold him.
I'll just take him home, give him to the dogs. All right. Well, this is an exciting part, Huey. We got the quiz, mate. You know what? I've been getting some feedback from fans and players that's saying that if you do go 3 down, then there's going to be a punishment next week. So
You have to eat a croissant and a cronut live on the podcast.
yeah, actually, that's fair enough. We'll get a croissant for you next week. Actually, no, that's a reward.
That's a raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to get a
We'll get
croissant
100
for
of them and
someone
make him
else.
eat it.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get a
deal.
little loon sponsorship on it.
Sammy, have we got that? Have we got the Who's Smarter Than You the intro for us?
Smarter than Hugh, there's a bit of a cue. Who's in the crew? It's not Sharpoo. Nakai Cockatoo is not smarter than Hugh. Who is smarter than Hugh? Oh, geez, that flew, Hugh. You grew so
Wow.
much from a baby. Huey. Woo!
Still going.
And the air horns come at the end.
we need to air horn a bit earlier there. I reckon.
Yeah,
Oh,
just cut him out straight away.
on him.
All right, simple rules, Zork.
Yep.
Your name's your buzzer. 5 questions. Winner takes all. The first question was, what was the margin of the weekend's game?
Talk 11.
Jesus Christ.
That's so quick.
Did you say Hugh?
No,
you
he didn't
didn't
even
talk.
say.
Oh.
He's very slow. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to get someone else in.
That was you're stitching me up here. You're giving them the questions.
Nah, I
Yeah,
swear to
no,
God.
we were going to
to God.
stitch you up.
Alrighty.
We were going to say what blood types is Dayne Zorko.
When were my kids born?
All right, the second question. This one, it'd be interesting. How many ghosts started the game of Pac-Man?
10.
Zork.
No idea.
You got nothing here.
4.
It is 4.
No way. That's stiff.
That
Hugh.
is actually very good.
Well, it couldn't be 10. You'd never get out.
I know this one might be hard. So I know you guys both love your movies. What is the
Do I?
You do. Oh, you do watch your movies.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's a little bit of an
sport
oldie.
related.
What's the highest rated movie on IMDb?
Zork.
Yep.
The Dark Knight Rises.
No. Huey. You can think about it. It's a goodie. It's an oldie.
Shawshank Redemption.
Come on, Cluggy. Here we go. We're back. Let's go. Who's smarter than Hugh? Here we go.
Zork. That's a good get. Everyone at the minute.
Okay, you ready? What is the capital of Ireland?
Zork.
Zork?
Oh, no, Sammy. You're supposed to look up to the host, mate.
I'm nervous, but it's
Is it
Dublin.
Dublin?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
Dublin.
Has to be.
Thanks,
So
man.
it's a clean sweep. We
Well
can
done,
do.
mate.
We can do the last.
Yeah,
question
just
if
do
we
them
want.
and see if we can get it. And then
If not, it's going to be 4-1.
3-2s.
Yeah,
better
3-2
than-
is a bit more respectable.
yeah, that'd be good.
When playing for the Western Bulldogs, what number did Dale Morris wear?
Zork.
Yep.
40. Oh, 44.
Come on.
Clug.
Yes.
30.
Yes. What?
4.
38 was the answer that we needed. So
I should know it, that iconic footage of him
chasing down
tackling.
Buddy Franklin.
Yeah.
I know. Well, Hughie.
I'm really
Another
not
one
that
bites the
down
dust.
now 3-0.
And another one
smart.
down. And another one down.
One of the fans are
Another
saying that we
one
wanted to
bites
get a chili on next week. If you go down 4-0, you're going to have to eat the chili
Eat the
live
chili.
on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Righto, I'll have to pick our guest then.
Who are you going to bring up?
Kalen Lane. Nah, he's smart.
He's got a
He's
good
smart.
data.
I just meant,
He got a
get him on.
No, all right. Well, that's all we've got time for. We've got to head downstairs and go into our team meeting for the week. But thanks all for coming on.
Nah, thanks, guys. And I didn't want to come on.
You're happy you did.
But I'm glad I did because
Yeah.
we've had a great.
It was a good
Yeah,
laugh.
fun.
Yeah, we've had a laugh.
Spotify,
important.
Spotify. If you want to listen to us, top 2 again. We'll tell you top 2 in sports. for
Let's
the
get to
week.
number 1.
Let's try
Why
and get
not?
to number 1.
Why not?
Lions.com podcast. You can get it anywhere, but brought to you by Dira. Thank you very much for Kick Ons episode 3. See you later.